Hi, today is June 19th, 2020. It's also the day of a special celebration in the United States called Juneteenth. It is the day that slavery ended in the United States of America. I would like to share with you a story from when I was growing up. I was raised in two small towns in Illinois. I was raised in Prophetstown, Illinois, that had about 1,000 people until I was about the middle of sixth grade. And then we moved to Sterling, Illinois, which has about 16,000 people in it. Two very small towns. When I was in school, we studied history. And in the history books, we studied about the Civil War. And in the history books, we saw the Confederate flag. Now, when I looked around town in Prophetstown and in Sterling, Illinois, I never really saw the Confederate flag anywhere except in the history books. Then I went to college, and I went to Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, Illinois. Also had to take an American history class because I was studying to be a school teacher. And in that American history class, they discussed the Civil War. And I saw the Confederate flag in my history book and heard about the generals and the different battles and President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. It was right there in the history books. Then one of the years, I'm not sure which one, freshman or sophomore year, during spring break, I drove with a friend from Eastern Illinois University to Florida to visit my grandmother and, to play on the beach for spring break. Now, I'd not traveled much at all when I was younger. And so this was the first time for me to drive through southern states to get to Florida. And I remember being shocked at seeing the Confederate flag all over the place. People were flying it on their pickup trucks. There were a lot of people that would wear hats that had the flag on it. You'd see it on cups. You would see it all over the place. Everywhere you turn, there's the Confederate flag. And I remember it made my stomach turn. And I thought, so mean. I can't believe that in the 1980s, people are flying this flag like it's a wonderful thing. How could they still do that? Slavery is ended. Slavery was horrible. It was a horrible thing to do to human beings. It was horrible. It's a part of our history. That's awful. That's terrible. Why in the world would there still be flags and people excited and happy to show them off? I just remember thinking how mean and creepy that was. And I'm not Black. I am not Black. I couldn't even imagine what it would be like for my friends who are Black to have to go to a park or, even restaurants. In the South, they had the flag all over the place, that Confederate ugly flag that symbolizes wanting slavery to be legal. Well, now it's 2020, and it is Juneteenth, 2020. It's time. It's time. It's time to take down those Confederate flags. It was horrible what happened to George Floyd and to other people who have been killed by police brutality. And one good thing that's come out of it, and it's a tiny piece in the puzzle of ugly racism, is taking down those old statues that glorify Confederate generals. To stop using the Confederate flag. Take it down already. Take it down. That is the simplest, easiest thing we can do as a start, as a little start towards truly ending racism. It's time. It's way past time. And to have military bases, I mean, I can't even wrap my head around that. Why in the world would we name military bases after Confederate generals? That's insane. That is so crazy. I mean, we want to, in the world, we want to be like, oh, you know, we're big, tough, strong Americans. How about having our military bases being named after wonderful, wonderful, strong people who've done wonderful things for the United States of America? Why would we want to name our military bases off of generals who not only lost, but they stood up for the ugliest thing that our nation has ever done, and that's slavery? This is not a Democrat thing. This is not a Republican thing. This should be every person in the United States thing. And I too, I'm an independent voter. And I want to tell you one of the reasons why I'm an independent voter. Because we have a loving God who loves everyone. Everyone. And I have lovely Republican friends, and I have lovely Democrat friends, and family members that are on both sides of the fence. And what I always look for is the best. What's the best of both worlds? Which candidates stand up for the best for our country? Who really cares about everyone and not just the people in their political party? Who are those people? And it makes it harder. It's easier to just go one way, but it's worth it. And you know what else is worth it? Ending racism. We have a loving God who loves everyone. Everyone. And it's time. It's time. It's Juneteenth, 2020. And how easy would it be to rename a military base? How easy would it be to take down Confederate flags and statues? Not that hard. Something you can do like that. The first step in a long journey, but a journey worth taking. As Americans, we need to end racism. Thank you. And one more thing. God bless America, and God bless all of you. Bye.